Guys, one of the things I pride myself on is failing fast. And one of the reasons you want to fail fast is the faster you have to make adjustments, the easier it is to get to where you need to be. Most people think it's going to work the first time. I know for a fact it's not going to work the first time. Therefore, it is imperative that you work through all the kinks, the crannies, the issues, the problems over a course of time, because guess what? There's never going to be a day where there's not problems. And if you think about it like this, no one who has a job because things work. You're there or hired to make sure that it does work. And when it doesn't work, or you're not doing your job from a productivity standpoint, what happens? You become a risk. And what happens when a job has too many risks? Well, layoffs, or you straight up just gonna get fired. Now, moving our program forward, if I had to get rid of every dog that didn't matter, every dog that was not going to get me to the AMT, what are some things that I would look at? For one, I want a 19 to 21 inch dog. Females can be 19 to 20 inches, males can be 20 to 21 inches. I like 90 to 100 pounds. I think 100 pounds to 90 pounds is at a good weight, especially from a density standpoint, where the dogs can manage, or I can manage joint health through them actually having a frame to support that. At some point, I'll show you even how wide I want the chest to be. Why? Because the wider the chest gets, the more agile the dog becomes, meaning moving left to right, but then it loses speed. So I like a dog that can, it sounds like a truck when it's running, but it moves like a train. See what I'm saying? And putting this whole thing together, first dog that we would let go, beyond a reasonable doubt, would definitely be Cha-Cha. Now, Cha-Cha has the things that I like. Cha-Cha's got the most important parts of her mother. Cha-Cha's the girl who long-term could be conducive to what we're doing. So we have to pace ourselves, because we're not breeding to be the best breeders. We're not even breeding on the tip to make the greatest dogs. We're literally trying to create an American Terrier, AMT, something that is near and dear to my heart. And it's going to take time. But guess what? I'll tell the Cha-Cha. It's like 17, maybe 16 inches. How do I go from 16 inches to 19? That's 3 inches of height, without creating high rears and various other problems. We're not even gonna go there right now. She actually has good width on her chest, but because she's so short, she's better doing this. The irony is that she can get going, but her rear isn't properly built. Therefore, when she gets going, it'll do a little kicking. And I think now even she's getting more control over how to move her rear. And that's just gonna take some more work on our part as well. But Cha-Cha would be the first dog that I get rid of. Get this, you won't believe this one. Tron would be the second one to go. Now, I know you guys are Tron fanatics and people who really love what we're doing. You couldn't imagine Tron not being in our possession or in our hands. But Tron does not make or break what we're doing, I assure you that. And I knew that when we got him. If you ask Hunter, I said, hey, let's get this dog. I'm just curious what it's like to buy a dog from the UK. And it happened to work out. He showed up and we got him and we did the work. But I'm not motivated by Tron. I'm motivated by my words and my actions. What I'm saying is I named him Megatron. Now, how could I name a dog Megatron that can't do nothing? I'd have to live with that for the rest of my life. And that's just not going to happen. But if we had to get rid of the second dog, it would be Tron beyond a reasonable doubt. Who would be our third dog that we get rid of? Definitely, probably, you know, we just did a video on Junior. Junior won't make or break us. He'll be a good dog to some great places, and that's the beauty about it. Tron's a loving dog, and he's a dog that you can dial down. Dogs that if we had to get rid of would be Nala as well. Sounds crazy, but because of Nala, to be clear, I don't have to breed Hera. But if Hera turns out the way that I like, or a sister Kara, they too will be utilized. A dog that we would never get rid of is Amira. Now that book is, I'm telling you right now, I stand by Rocco for $150, $150. And I'm going to say this. He don't know nothing about Rocco's pedigree. He don't know what's going on. But them pups, they're looking good. I got to be honest with you. They're like little meat sacks. and they're looking good. So if you were to build this whole thing off of 2 dogs, I would bet on Ego. And I would bet on Amira. That's where we'd start. And she's short. And if we're being really honest, Chris Moore said, you sure you're going to shut down Zara? He should have do it one more time. If I had to. One more time. It would be Zara, but let me be very clear. Doctor said she had some scar tissue in there from just holding pups and going through, 3 C-sections now? So, being a caring pet parent, an overachiever in terms of a pet achiever, I can't do that to her. I want to, trust me. I'm like, Chris, let me see one of them bulldogs you got. Let's just see what happens. Unfortunately, I don't feel or harbor like guilt. I don't have that thing where people, I feel guilty. I don't have that, but I would feel bad because Zara is, she's done. She's done. She's done. She just needs to live a good life, and I'm okay with that. She did exactly what I needed her to do. Challenges, not everybody who was a part of this early on did what they were supposed to do. So here we are. So we got a lot of work to do. We got what we needed. We put dogs in the right position. You already know Bam Bam's gone. And remember, I know how you guys feel about that because you go, dang, I thought Bam Bam was going to be the man. Look, we all make choices and do things that don't always add up. And you have to be bigger than your pride and ego. And I don't have pride and ego, not in that way. I do take joy in taking care of the dogs, but for the most part, we would be down to Ego and Amir, and we would be down to, we've got Nala. I mean, we're gonna see what we do with Tron, but who knows? And we wouldn't need Junior. We don't need Tut. Maya did her thing, and it was a surprise. That was a surprise breeding. So, am I surprised, or we got what we needed the first time? And it's like one of those things. We got to move on. We're not breeding for purposes of financial gains in that way. Therefore, breeding Maya 4 times doesn't solve a problem for us. It actually creates another problem. So she's got to go. Outside of that, those are the dogs beyond a reasonable doubt that are here in Jamarcus and I's possession, where we see them regularly. A dog that Jamal and Kat own is Lola, and she will be utilized as well. I think she's a better choice even than Cha-Cha, but we've worked with Cha-Cha a little bit more, so I know what I'm getting. I know what's in Lola, so I can bet on that, but I know who Cha-Cha is going to become. So you say Cha-Cha still, but Lola's a dog we're definitely beyond a reasonable doubt going to breed, but we might make sure we have the right boy to breed to Lola, instead of just doing something just because we want to keep getting closer and closer to our goals. So when you're thinking about the bigger picture, especially when you remove money as the purpose of breeding, think about what has to happen. Not what you want to happen, what's needed to move the needle forward. And in this case, I need a 19 to 20 inch dog between realistically 80 and 100 pounds, 21 top, and not too girthy of a chest, good forearms, and can move. It has good breathing. I want at least a 3-finger snoot. I want a good eye set. I'm not concerned super with the stout. You want a little bit of a muscle, especially because I want to go hunting and do some other things. And that's that. And there's so much more to it. So I'm studying their gaits, feet placement, all that stuff. Paddling, athletic capabilities, mentality, and we're just getting started. 24 dogs, I believe, we've bred. I've had about 23 to 24 pups over the past 3 years, and out of all those dogs, there's 3 dogs we would utilize for sure. That's Ego, Lola, and Jamarcus's dog Nala. Outside of those dogs, every other dog that we even own can be replaced. Because I'm not even sure. As I said, I didn't breed Hera. They're like, oh, I got to breed Hera one day. Nah, we'll see what happens. Guys, stay tuned. Take care of your dogs. Don't overthink it. Fall in love with the process. Have a plan, and kill it.